Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Schmattz Outdoors. We're just getting ready to go for the morning after that crazy day. Try to get my truck kind of back into some kind of order here. It took me quite a while to get things kind of cleaned up and organized again. In case that happens again, I want to make sure that I'm somewhat ready for it, let's put it that way. At least I got, my bag and everything. So what I just did is filled up my urine bottle again. I have a gallon of it here. This will last me a full day. I used about 2/3 of this bottle yesterday on 14 sets, so should have plenty for the day. I didn't fill my peat moss, but it's pretty full. If I have to fill that on the line, I can. I have a pail in the truck with it, but I went through and I made sure all my lures and everything, some of these, like all 3 of these, are almost empty, and 2 of these are almost empty. I have a little ice cream pail I carry up here with just some spare stuff in there. So if I run out, or when I run out, so I kind of do this every day. I kind of just go through, and if I'm low on bait or lure, I'll throw a full one in there, and then if I need to, when I run out, I'll swap them. I think I've almost got completely everything, like the older bait and lure that I had from last year. I think I got almost all that used, or very close. So I think basically if I get all these empty, which I definitely will be all on brand new stuff for this year. Yeah, so I spent a little time getting everything kind of back in order. I got the inside of my truck cleaned out, some of the trash and everything cleaned out, so because I don't want it blowing out of my truck when I stop at somebody's place. I also laid out all these are skunk bags out here, just grocery bags with a skunk in each one. I've been having them by the side of the garage here, but they've been in the shade. I set them out in the open today. Hopefully the sun, it's clearing up, so the sun's going to come out. Hopefully those things will unthaw a little bit, and I want to get the essence sucked out of them and probably skin a few of them. Just kind of depends on how froze they are. Today and tomorrow it's supposed to be pretty nice and not get below freezing tonight, or very, hardly below freezing. So if they unthaw today, they're probably not going to freeze up tonight, and then they should unthaw a little more tomorrow. Tomorrow I might cut the bags open so the black is exposed, just to try and warm them up a little bit quicker. But yeah, I think that's about it for today. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but like I said, I got my bag, I got my coon pail in here. I'm gonna take just one quick look at my side-by-side before I leave here. Oh, I gotta grab a shovel. I'm gonna grab a shovel here, a spade, so I can fill that badger hole back in and try and get that reset. I'm gonna probably move over like 10-15 feet and put in another clean set there. We'll see just how much time I have when I get there. I do also have another beaver house that I kind of forgot about, that's not too far really off my line, so it kind of depends on how much time I have today. Otherwise tomorrow I'm gonna walk out there for sure tomorrow at the latest, if I don't walk out there today, and see if it looks like there's beaver in there or not. I'll be able to see the fresh mud and stuff like that. It shouldn't be too bad. It's the slough where I did catch that one little one in my muskrat set. I'm pretty sure I know where that house is at, so we're gonna go give that a look. I think that's it. We'll see you guys out on the line. All right guys, so we're a ways through the line again before I got my first catch here. We'll show you what I got here. Just a fence line going down, and the road is just right up here, and then there's like some pasture on the other side, and it runs down, and there's a little slough at the end down here, and then there's this big slough where these trees are. And what I got is these couple big cottonwood trees, and I have a coyote set right here, and right here there is a nice big raccoon set in here. So this is the same set that I had the raccoon in, I think 2 checks ago, something like that, 2 days ago, I don't know, 3 days ago. And then there's this barn right over here that I got dog proofs around that haven't been messed with. So well, so this is the first catch of the day. Yesterday I had my first catch of the day on the other fence line on this side. I had that red fox over there. So all right, we'll get this guy. He's tangled up in this fence here. I didn't realize they were going to do that, so we'll get this guy dispatched, try and get that fence kind of pulled out of the way so the next catch maybe won't be tangled up in it. You know, I don't want the barbed wire tearing up the fur, but that was kind of my mistake. I just didn't think about it. I should have had my set is right here. I should have had it probably out here, but all right, we'll get this guy taken care of and we'll get on to the next set. Hopefully this is the first of many today. All right, guys, on to the next sets here. I've checked a bunch since I caught that raccoon. I think this is mirroring yesterday, like really close. I had a coon instead of a fox at that first place there, but I don't know. I don't remember I'm pretty sure I was out here yesterday. I just don't remember what I ended up catching. But in this set here, so this is there's a fence line here, you know, edge of this field, a big block of woods, you know, this direction. He's got a pretty good tore up here, but we're gonna try and get him dispatched. It looks like a nice skunk, nice stripes and everything. So we're gonna try and get him dispatched. We'll get him out of there and the set remade. He don't look too mad yet, but wait until I start poking at him. But yeah, so we're up to a coon and a skunk now. All right, guys, I'm going to use the same term as before. Unfortunately, I have another catch. The sun's crazy today, but it's warming up. It's too hot for a stocking cap, and I didn't bring my baseball cap, and I may have to shed this sweatshirt too. It's just cooking me in the sun. But so this is, you can see behind me, there's a farm place here. Earlier in the season, I did catch a couple skunks the same day back in here. One of these sets was set off by a deer. I have two sets here. There's actually one right here, and I'm going to remake it up just a little bit. It's still working, but it looks like it's kind of collapsed in. But over here, we have Mr. Badger. He's a good sized badger, and he's got one hell of a hole dug. Luckily I do have the shovel today, so I hadn't caught one all year, and then I caught one yesterday, and now I caught another one. He looks very well furred, like probably better than the other one, honestly. But we'll try and get him dispatched, or we'll get him dispatched and get all this dirt pushed back in. I'm gonna have to figure out if my stake is dug up on my trap there or not. If he's undercut my stake, I'll end up probably pulling this set. So that'll be the first thing I'll check once I get him out of here. But yeah, it's not really what I like to see. I mean, it's not real tall. It's like probably 18 inches deep right here, but you know, it's probably better than 2 foot of a hole he dug. So we'll get this set, try to get it remade a little bit, and then we'll, like I said, we'll probably rebait and lure that one as long as I'm here. Tomorrow is going to be a full maintenance day, so as long as I'm at these sets, I might as well get them maintained. I don't have to do it tomorrow. So I mean, obviously it was working, but so yeah, 2 in 2 days. I just don't like catching badgers because they do this to your set. They don't skin real easily. They're a pain in the butt to put up, and you don't get all that much for them. So luckily this one's a pretty nice looking one, so I might get a little better price for them. But all right, guys, I haven't done a real good job in the past showing remakes, or I don't think I've hardly shown any remakes on coyote sets anyway. So this guy here, I just sifted a touch of more dirt, cleaned out my dirt hole, and put the rewired it. So over here, this was the badger set, right? You know, so it had a pretty good mound. I got all that dirt shoveled back in here. And I kind of scuffed up all my footprints and everything. I'm not going to walk on there, but there's a little, so here's my dirt hole. And this was just some of the grass that was buried in the dirt and a rock just to kind of guide him. But you see that right there, that little... So that's something I've kind of come up with myself, like... I actually put that in there with my fingers, just went dot, dot, dot for the toes, and then kind of for the pad. They all look a little different. I'm not too worried about it, but coyotes, if you ever watch them walk through the snow, a coyote will basically, like two coyotes, if they're walking together, they'll damn near be stepping right on top of each other's tracks. Like you can't hardly tell a lot of times if there's two walking because they're stepping on each other's tracks that closely. So all that is just a confidence thing that, like, if something else already stepped there, I feel like a coyote is more apt to want to step there, and that is right on my pan, like dead center in my trap. That kind of, I mean, I don't know if it helps or not, but I kind of feel like it at least gives me a better chance of them being in the middle of my trap instead of standing on a jaw or anything else, which, you know, if your trap moves a little, they'll dig it up or whatever. But this way, hopefully they'll stand on the pan and bam, you got them. So I try to do that. If the dirt's muddy, you don't do that because the dirt will stick to your finger and it'll uncover your peat moss. But yeah, so I mean, it's not maybe the best set in the world. I do not do good on remakes on badger sets. I'll catch raccoons in them, but I have never caught a coyote in there. So I actually am glad I have a set already over here working. So I have, you know, this set's going to catch attention of every animal that comes by. And then this one here is a nice clean set. So alright guys, so I just drove out by a set here. I couldn't see it because the smoke from a farmer is burning off a field. So I couldn't tell if there's anything out here or not. But I just wanted to show you what I got here. So my set is right here. The dirt hole is right here. Here's my trap. There is a coyote footprint there. Coyote foot, at least one, if not two there. There's one there. There's actually one right here. And my jaws and my trap are right here. Here's the lever. So the footprint's right here. My pan is literally right here. So I missed that coyote by half an inch maybe. And he was all over here too, the way it looks. I'm gonna just get some fresh dirt off of here. We're gonna sift this and blend it in a lot nicer than I have it. I'm gonna rebait it as long as I'm here and re-lure it. Again, I'm doing a maintenance day tomorrow anyway, so I might as well, as long as I'm right here, I might as well get this fixed up and working. I don't have to do it tomorrow, but I don't necessarily want to waste the time today to do every one. So, but yeah, we're gonna just get some fresh dirt off of this hill, sift over the top of that, and I'll re-lure it. But half an inch, game of inches. You know, everybody says that we're out here catching every animal that comes by. We don't catch everyone. It's not even close to that. I mean, we're probably lucky to catch, you know, 1 out of 10 animals that come by, honestly, if you wait till it snows and watch tracks. But all right, we'll quick get this one remade and we'll get on to the next ones. All right guys, we're I don't know, what are we, basically 2 sets past where I just showed you where that coyote had the miss, or whatever you want to call it. The 2 sets are basically the 2 on the other side of this big draw is where I had the double the other day, and I've caught 6 coyotes out of those 2 sets. Today I lucked out on this side of the draw. So I got a coyote set here. Again, this is actually pastured where some of this over here is not. So it's 8 down pretty good, but there's a draw here and there's another big one runs over this way. And again, I'm on the north side of all that, so I have a skunkier smelling bait that's gonna blow right down into here. You know, and then who knows, this coyote could have been traveling by or whatever, but looks to be a pretty nice coyote again. That's number 32 for the year. He's caught, you know, that's about as deep as you're gonna get caught in an MB550. I mean, his foot has got the pan pushed all the way tight to the bottom, so that's about as deep as you're gonna get him caught in there. So yeah, this is the 7th coyote off of this property, 31st or 32nd for the year for me. He's got the set pretty well destroyed here, but we'll get it remade. Like I said, I had a coon in this set already once, and like I said, a catch circle typically helps the set. You know, it looks pretty the first time, but I feel like you have better chance of catches after you catch, you know, something in it to begin with. The catch circle attracts everything that comes by. So all right, we'll get this guy to dispatch and we'll remake the set. Be on the move. All right guys, so I'm not going to do this for every set, but as long as I was thinking about it, we'll kind of show you the remake on that set. So again, I mean, I put my dirt hole, there was a rock kind of in the debris, so I got some of my lure is smeared on the rock, the rest is on this little stick. And then I put my urines kind of on some of that grass. Trap's right here. Here's my little footprint again. I don't like my backing real high, so I kind of tried to spread that out the best I can, but it kind of stops them from coming in on that side of the set. And I try to kind of, you know, leave this as open as I can. But then I put this guy. That's just a little chunk of corn stalk, and that's a step over stick. Hopefully they don't want to step on that stick, they'll step over it, and that should put them right in the middle of my pan too. I try to keep that as subtle as I can. I mean, even just like one blade of grass, but just to get them so they don't step on the edge of the trap and step in the middle. You know, I try to, that thing is bedded solid, but you know, you never know if it moves at all, they'll dig it up. So, all right, on to the next set. All right, guys, so I'm a little farther down the line. Things been kind of slow, but after yesterday's check, who knows? I mean, surprised I've got anything, but I'm out here scoping out a beaver house. I actually did not know this house was here. I was out over, let's see, so I was like right over here on that bank. There's a little house over there. It's just kind of half-assedly pushed up on the side of the bank. It was there this spring. They put no fresh mud on there, but there is some fresh chewings there. I think occasionally they must be going in and out over there. Probably not since it froze up, but before that they were, because there was fresh cuttings on the bank where they cut some willows down, and then in the water there's little sticks, you know, with the bark peeled off. But when I was over there, I just started looking around with binoculars because I knew that that wasn't the main house. There, like I said, they didn't put any mud on the sticks that were there from the spring. They didn't do anything. They're basically kind of going underneath the old feed pile into the bank. But I could see across the slough with binoculars, I could see this guy. So they just got a pile of cattails out here for a feed bed. It isn't much. There's fresh mud on this whole side of the house and up on the top. So, I mean, from like last night, I would say definitely. I mean, there's bust ice, like right here. There's some bust ice from, I would say, this morning or sometime here. I found there's one run heading out of the house going that way that didn't look like it was real well used, but where this stump is sticking out, there's a really beautiful run. I'm sure that's the main run. Going just directly under that stump, goes right in. And then about right behind where these sticks are sticking out, kind of just below that, there may be a third run there. I'm not standing on the house poking around with the fence post. It's definitely deeper right there. I just can't really, there's no like hard bottom. The other two runs are nice hard bottom, like sandy bottoms, so they're definitely the two main ones. If there is a third one, it's, you know, not used as much. If I was gonna set it, I'd set all three. But I walked quite a long ways. I'm actually parked up over the hill on private land on this side of this wildlife. The road is way over here. It's like a quarter-mile walk each way just to get into this thing. And I don't think it's worth that to try and carry beaver out of here. I don't know how many are gonna be in here. It's not that big a house, so again, there could be just a pair of them in here or something. I did catch, where I was muskrat trapping was basically, I don't know if you guys could see, yeah, right here, there's a tree on the edge of the thing. I was trapping right here is where I had my 3 muskrat sets, and the first day I had a little beaver in there. I imagine he come from here. I can't believe I didn't notice this when I was out here trapping before, or otherwise when it was open water I probably would have trapped it, because I could have walked in the water just right, because it's real sandy, shallow slope bank here, so you only walk like just on the outside of the cattails. Makes for super easy walking. And then if a guy would catch a beaver, you could basically just drag them in the water. They're super easy, they float. They're super easy to drag, but I don't know, like there you could see that car going by, that's the road. You know, right here there's a little car. I just don't think it's worth me walking a quarter-mile in here to trap probably 2 or 3 days to catch maybe 1 or 2 beaver out of here. Kind of looks like at some point, as I'm walking out, there's a pile of sticks. Kind of looks like there's an old kind of abandoned house from probably like 10 years ago right here, but anyway, I just thought I'd show you that. I spent probably 45 minutes now just scoping out. I was over there, and then now I drove all the way around this thing and then walked in here. A couple years ago, you can only see about half the Sioux here, but there's this point right here. It goes way back out, and there was a big beaver house down in the other end, and I caught 6 beavers out of there in 2 days. I did not mean to catch them all out of there, just that's what happened. But that whole beaver house is completely sunk. You could see there's a few sticks still sticking up under the water out there, but nothing they didn't rebuild it. So that one I could only would have to carry stuff like, 50 feet instead of a quarter of a mile. So, but yeah, I'm even up now on the hillside and I still can't even see my truck up here. So I don't think I'll be trapping these, at least not now. I would like to do a little spring beaver trapping maybe, so kind of for the fun of it. I've never trapped in the spring, but these would be ones that's gonna have to be the case. So all right, we're gonna shut you guys off. We'll get back to checking sets. All right guys, I'm the next set after I just was out at that beaver house here. You guys seen this one. So we just got this ditch running out this way, and it runs out this way, and just this bridge crossing it. And I have another coyote. Looks like a pretty nice coyote. He's got my set pretty well flattened, but it should be pretty easy to remake anyway. I just had a dirt hole right here, but get me out of the light. But yeah, he looks like a pretty nice coyote. His hackle's all standing up. He's all on edge. He was barking at me when I first got out here, but so that's the second coyote I've caught here. And then on this corner, right over here, I've got a coyote and a fox over there. So in about a week and a half or so. So 3 coyotes and a fox in a week and a half. I think pretty much everybody will take that. All right guys, so I'm back to where I caught the badger yesterday. The badger I caught this morning, I mentioned when I was there that I was gonna make sure that he didn't undercut my stake or anything, so that it was still solid. There it was real heavy clay, which is actually clay underneath the dirt here too. And there was probably most of a foot of hard clay between where he had dug and where my stake should be, depending on the angle that I drove it in. So I come back to the pile here. So again, the first thing I did is I went to look to see if my stake was undercut. And I'll climb down, so I'm in the hole. And I can see, I don't know if you guys right here, this is my cable. It goes right up here, and here is the stake. So basically, here's my trap. The ground level is about here. His dirt pile essentially was the only thing that was holding him. I wonder how hard I'd have to pull here. I didn't even hardly have to pull. You could see, like I said, there was literally no dirt, just a little bit of grass roots is about all that my stake was still in the ground. And here's my trap. So if that badger would have wanted to pull to the side at all, he could have been gone really easily. So that changes my plans here a little bit. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna just take my shovel. I'm gonna, the best I can, fill in this hole, try and get it out of this farmer's field. And I won't put a set back here, I don't think. If I do, it might be tomorrow or something. I'll move down the bank here a little ways one way or the other and put it back in. But it just, yeah, I can't remake that. So, I have to move it one way or the other. I won't use this dirty, I would have remade the set with the dirty trap right where it was at. But now that I have to move it, this trap is done for the year. It won't get used again this year. I still have a bunch of clean ones still. So if I put in new sets, otherwise you're burying a stinky trap where there's no stink other than just your trap there, and they're gonna dig it up. So like I said, I think for today for sure we're not putting another set back in here. We're just gonna bury this the best I can, get the dirt leveled off so it isn't in this guy's alfalfa field, and we'll get moved on. But yeah, that's always a risk you take with badger trapping, like I said. And then that was 24 hours he did that, you know, and like I said, he could have pulled to the side, he'd have been gone. I've never lost a trap to a badger like that, but that's I think the third time now I've had one actually dig and undercut my stake like that, where the, you know, the bottom part of my stake was just kind of dangling there. So all right, we'll shut you guys off. We'll go to work here. It's probably going to take me 10 plus minutes to get this hole buried here and get it leveled out the best I can, and we'll get moved on. All right guys, so that badger set was just out here by, well, kind of past this tree. It was right out here. I had just a dog proof, and I put this 220 over this culvert because it looked like stuff was going in and out of the culvert. And then like last year, they literally, the coons had a tunnel like out here, kind of cutting out through the grass. And I don't know, like this is the best I could see where maybe it went through there this year, but so I couldn't really find a good spot there. So I put them here, but I see today I got a skunk and he's coming out of that culvert. So, I don't know, you guys, there you go, there you can see him a little better. But as long as I pulled that coyote set and I got a stinking skunk, that's the first animal I've caught in these sets too. So I'm actually gonna pull that dog proof. I'm gonna pick up this 220. I'm gonna get some gloves on before I touch that, but we're gonna pull these 3 sets today. Like I said, I hate to do it. I got like a week and a half to go, but it's not worth driving back here just for these 2. If I happen to put a coyote set back out here, I'll look at putting another coon set back here, but otherwise these 2 will get yanked as well. But at least I got another catch, got another skunk, so we'll get him taken care of and move on. All right guys, let's see, I'm probably, well, I checked one coyote set in between where the skunk had dug a hole the other day. That one had nothing in it, and I drove by a set over there, and if I have caught what I really think I have caught over there, yeah, we'll get back there and I'll show you what I got. But I have 2 sets on this property. So what we have here is a pine tree line. There's a big Sioux right over here. This pine tree line goes down, and then where these big trees are, there's a big chunk of CRP grass that kind of heads over this way. And then I have another coyote set right over here. And that's the one that I have to show you what I got caught, if it's really what I think it is. But we'll get out of the sun here so you can see. But we got ourselves Rocky the raccoon, just a little guy, probably a young of the year. Some people don't believe me, but this coyote or this coon is probably going to stretch to like a 2XL or a good 1XL for sure. Like that's our young of the year raccoon right there. He's caught by the back leg. He's got a heck of a mess made out of my set. I was looking like over here. I can't really make out a lot of the sets, but like right there, I'm guessing there was more. Like right here, there's a raccoon track, but some of the rest of these, like this one don't look like it, and that one don't. I don't know, I can't tell if there's any coyote tracks, but they kind of go all the way along here. Like right here's a, right there's a perfect raccoon. You got finger, 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 and the thumb. But I don't know, I've never caught a raccoon out in this set. It's always been coyotes or fox, but I did realize that, oops, sorry about the sun. I did realize that this year, I haven't trapped out here for a few years because the land changed hands, but on the other side of this tree line, when I trapped out here before, there used to be a little dirt field road over here. And that is gone now this year. And I wonder if that isn't having a difference on why I'm not catching the coyotes and fox along here. I'm using a real strong, I'm on the west side of the fence line or these trees, and I had a gusto, a real strong skunk smelling lure blowing across this. You know, northwest wind is the predominant wind here, and yeah, I wonder if that ain't why things I haven't done as well out here this year yet anyway. It's just because that little dirt road is gone. But anyway, we'll get this one remade, and like I said, I will maybe have a surprise for you over in that other set over there. All right guys, so I'm over to the other set. My catch is not what I thought it was. I would have been very surprised had it been what I thought it was, but I had to drive right by there. It wasn't jumping around or anything, so I figured I'd just leave it and I go check that other one first, and I had the coon in there. but we'll show you what I got. So again, so that other set is over here along this tree line. It's about right here, but there's this little chunk of CRP here, and then this fence line, and then there's a big wildlife just on the other side of the road here. I've always caught coyotes here, but I actually thought when I went by that I had a prairie dog in here because just the way it was laying, but I actually have a rabbit in my coyote set. So I'm not sure how he got enough weight on that trap to set it off, because I run like 3 pounds of paying attention, but we'll get him dispatched and out of there. I don't know, I won't skin him or anything, but I just don't want to leave him right here. And I don't know, we're gonna dispatch him and we'll get the set remade quick. It shouldn't take too much because they ain't disturbed much, and we'll be on to the next one. All right, guys, so we're on our land here, the last few sets. So there's a couple of raccoon sets down here, a coyote set across, like kind of behind this biggest tree right here on the other side of the draw. That one was set off, the deer had stepped in. I mean, there's just a million deer tracks right there. I knew it was gonna happen. I've still like the set there. I know the coyotes go by there. I have another set that's just over this hill right here. You know, there's a little draw just over the hill on the corner of the fence. That's where I had the last coyote yesterday. There was nothing in that set. I went and checked it. I had to run back to the house to get supplies because in this coyote set, I got myself, oh geez, he's all on edge now. I got myself a stinker. He's got big white stripes on him, but he's not real big skunk. I don't know, I don't like, he's aiming at me here. But yeah, so I had to go back and get my syringe pole because I normally don't carry it with me when I check, because I don't usually catch skunks here. I'm not real sure. I almost think the turkeys or something been around here, because this whole area is all just solid tracks. Like it's, you know, I think like right there, I think these are turkey tracks. Like there you can kind of see. But anyway, this is the last set of the day that I need to check and deal with. So I'll get this skunk taken out of here. We'll get this set remade, and then we'll get you end of the day rundown at when I get back to the house here. All right, guys. So I'm finally got back to my house. That did not go well. I mean, I think you guys seen when I walked up to him, like he was pretty standoffish. I mean, tail at you and up and ready to spray. I was able to get around. I stayed upwind of him. That's the important part of doing that type of thing. Giving him an injection, I thought, you know, was right where it should be. You know, you never really know. They're always kind of standing goofy or whatever. So I, you know, give him 10 cc's roughly of acetone. He went down almost right away, just kind of, you know, laid down, tail down, you know, real lethargic. So I, you know, give him probably 30 seconds. Probably should have given him longer, but give him 30 seconds. And, you know, head down, he wasn't moving. You know, I couldn't see if he was breathing or not. So I went up and I just kind of, you know, I used my 8-foot pole and just bumped his head just a touch with the pole. Instantly, tail up, and he sprayed. Luckily, like I said, the wind was in my favor. I'm pretty sure he didn't get on me. I don't smell skunk right now. I ended up setting him. So these are the skunks that I sat out this morning. He's in that bag that's not tied off, and he stinks. So I do have one more skunk than what's in my truck, but I didn't want to, I don't want him right here where I'm trying to work. So I'll give you a quick rundown of what we got. This was the first coyote I got this morning. This is the second one. He's, you know, there's quite a bit of difference. This one here's got like a really dark brown belly for around here even. This one's got a fairly white belly, not white, but quite a bit whiter coyote. This badger, he is poofy. Yeah, I don't know how well you guys could see that, but I mean, he is gorgeous for a badger around here. He's got a big clod of burrs right there I'll have to get out of him, but he is, and he's not really clawed up with mud or anything like they normally are either. Yeah, so I'm gonna skin him with the feet on, so I'm gonna skin out all the toes and everything. Man, he is nice. So like I said, you know, badgers never really have a lot of belly hair, so he's got like nothing on the belly, but basically to like the edge of the flanks, he's got the poofy that they're looking for. But yeah, that's about as good as they get around here, I feel like, or as good as I'm gonna catch anyway. and he's a butterball too. He's probably 25-pound badger. And then I got the one big coon right away. He's probably 25-pounder, and this is the young one. Like I said, I mean, he's not very well furred at all, but for a young of the year, like I said, he'll probably stretch close to a 2XL. He's a 1XL for sure. This guy here is probably, again, a 4XL coon. People don't believe that they're that big, but like I said, this guy, I'll put him on a board and using like the narrow board from NAFA's specs or whatever. That's how all my boards are built in NAFA specs, because that's who I used to ship to. But he'll be, like I said, on the narrow board, he'll probably be at least a 1X if he ain't a 2X on there. And then I got 2 skunks in here, and then like I said, I got a 3rd skunk over there. So, man, the last 2 days has been a boom, I'll tell you. So I'm up to 33 coyotes now, 2 badgers, I don't know, like 16, 17 raccoons now. I'm not real sure. That's down from what I have got in past years, but I also have, let's see if I could turn this light on. So, I don't know how well you can see that. This coyote here, I picked up on the way here last night, coming home. I picked him up on the side of the road. He's kind of beat up. He's not terrible. I seen like this morning he's got a kind of a rub spot there, but we'll give him a good once over, see if but he's big. I mean, he's probably flirting with that 40-pound range. And then somebody during the day today dropped this guy off in my yard. So I got, I'm pretty sure he's roadkill too. He's all bloody on that side, but, you know, and he's got a bunch of burrs and stuff in him on this side, but I couldn't really see that he's shot, but he's all bloody. So not only do I have what I have over here, I'll make sure all these get skinned first. I mean, this will all take precedence, and then I'll try and get those 2 put up, you know, at least skinned tonight too. So it'll be a long night, probably. Last night it took me 2 hours and 45 minutes to do those 7 coyotes, that fox, badger, raccoon, and the muskrat I actually put all the way up onto a stretcher in the works. So, man, that skunk stinks. Yeah, so I think that's all I got for tonight. I just want to thank you guys for watching another Schmattz Outdoor video. Hit that subscribe button if you like what you're seeing. Hit the thumbs up on this video if you like what I showed you today. Hit the little notification bell so you know that I'm putting out new videos. And as always, leave a comment below. I love to hear what you guys have to say about what I'm doing. Otherwise, we'll see you out on the line tomorrow.